Twin flames. That's what this one is called. Twin flames. The difference between a twin flame and a soulmate. A soulmate is somebody whose soul you have come in contact with throughout. What the hell is that? Throughout of your cycles of reincarnated lives. So if you and your mom was in one life, they might come back as grandmother and aunt or something like that. It's kind of weird, and if you think too deep, you're gonna get creeped out. Because if you ever hear, like I've heard people say, a psychic told me and my husband that I was his mother and he was my son in the previous life. That is the most disgusting freak shit that I did not want to hear. Because, ew. Because we be screwing. Why would you tell me that? So your mind will go places. Your mind will go places when you find out this information. But that would make sense what she said, because when I brought my husband to meet my Uncle Victor, his reaction was insane. He was like, well, that's not your son. Who is that? I said, that's my fiance. He said, I don't know what kind of game y'all trying to run on me, but I ain't for the bullshit. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, why y'all look the same? I said, what? He said, y'all look the same. So my grandma, she intervened and she's like, they not related. She went down the history of the families, his side, my side. My Uncle Victor, he died like 2 months after that. I wish he was still alive. I'm so sad about his death, but his reaction just solidified what the psychic had told us 2 years prior. So, yeah. Anyway, that's crazy how souling works. So your soulmate is somebody that's familiar to you. Y'all vibe on the same level, and you do great things in the world. Have a good life. But what you truly want, if you can get it, is a twin flame. Because a twin flame, okay, let me explain it like this. You know how you got a best friend, and then you got your sister that you was born with, your parents or whatever. Sending me messages, Gus. Sorry, my husband always texts me when he at work. Your twin flame is where you get the idea of the splitting of the rib to make the nether. So the twin flame is you, and you are he or she. Probably not good at being a teacher. Y'all gonna have to work with me. So soulmate, like I said, is like the girlfriend that's your best friend, your bestie, and then your sister who you love but they get on your nerves or whatever. Your soulmate would be your bestie, and your twin flame would be your sister. It is not as joyous as a soulmate. Me and my husband are twin flames. I say a lot. I gotta try to stop doing that. But your twin flame gets on your nerves. Y'all can't stand each other. You could bring the worst out of each other and the best. You could build cities or blow up countries. It is that intense. I don't want to do that to y'all. It's a contract that you just the fuck can't get out of. You can get out of it. You can get out of it. But if you get out of that contract, if you release it, you're going to be off task. So you got to stick with it. When I say off task is when you have a twin flame, y'all specifically come to do things together, specific things. When you have a soulmate, y'all can do whatever you want. It's no obligation, there's no contract. You just be good and, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life. That's great. I would love for people to have soulmates so everybody could be happy. Twin flame is not joyous like that. It's work. Always. Everything about it is, I love you so much. My crystal. Orange calcite. It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite crystal. I love moldavite, but this is me. This is from the ocean. Like me, because I'm a dolphin. So, let me tell you about the journey of me and my husband. If y'all interested about this twin flame connection. I was born in North Philadelphia, December 10th, 1978. My husband was born in North Philadelphia, November 9th, 1978. I lived my first 7 years of my life, I lived in the projects. I think it was called Hamburger Projects or some crap. I went to a school named Reynolds Elementary School. I've never met my husband in Reynolds, but we both went there at the exact same time. Kindergarten through the second grade. Okay? We were there. Never met him. Moving right along. High school. I was trying to get out of math class. There are things about me that that people probably don't agree with, but I have never been one who want to do math or read. So in high school, when I had math class, I would just come up with any reason not to be in there. And then one day it was this announcement on the loudspeaker and it said, members of the Concerned Student Youth Organization meeting will be in the library now. So I said to my teacher, I gotta go. I'm a member of this Concerned Student Youth Organization. He was like, okay, just take your work. So I thought when I left the class, all right, now what are you really going to go do? So I went to the library. I was like, let me go see what these people are concerned about. Now this is in West Philadelphia, no longer North Philadelphia. And it's 10 years later. Okay, so I walk into the library. They got the people in there doing a meeting, and then Dr. Wright is there talking. I love that man. He's the vice principal at our school. And then my husband, Augustus, he was sitting at the table looking at me. This weird boy that he was just weird. He had dreads and this black boy looked like he was from the Middle East, and he had the Jewish thing on his chest, the star, and these damn dreads, and his beautiful hazel eyes, and I was like, yo, why he looking at me like that? But anyway, I like what they was talking about, especially when I can get out of class. So I signed up for the Concerned Youth Organization, and we did a lot of good things with that. So that was a good thing. I was trying to get out of doing work, end up doing more work, but the kind of work that I like to do, which is the service to the people. So we ended up being friends in high school. Ended up being friends. And he was obsessed with me. He was obsessed with me. He wanted me so bad. And I said, you are so immature. I would never go out with you. You're disgusting. He just used to flip. Flipping? Why the fuck is you 16, 17 flipping all the time? Who does that? That's all he did. Flip like a little ninja. So I was like, man, we're going to be best friends, but I ain't messing with him like that because he weird. So I ended up having a pregnancy with a student there and kind of went my own way. So he started messing with one of the other students there. And we didn't, do anything there. We were just friends. So that was another time that we were supposed to connect and we didn't. Now, in 2006, he was having his morning breakfast, reading his paper. And he sees me in the paper and he's like, this girl. He looks me up on social media. He sends me a message and he said, look at you, still trying to take over the world. He was like, it's so good to see you. You haven't changed and you still trying to, fix things. He got it. He know me. He got me. He knew the only purpose I have in life is to correct. That's it. So we, that was 8 years after high school. So we met up, came to my house, hung out. He rode his bike over there. He didn't live too far from me. But he rode his bike over there. And when he rode up, I was standing on the porch with my girlfriend, Tia, my best friend Tia. We've been best friends since 11. So he drives up his beautiful self. And she's standing on the porch and she turned to me and she said, that is gonna fuck around and be your soulmate, dear. See, remember, I had never, ever looked at him like that. Ever. Ever. But friend, yes. We ride or die friends like that. Like, that's my dog. But, I was just where I was at. He was really about respecting me and making me be the queen that I am. And I wasn't really about that. I was about disrespecting myself, letting niggas, disrespect my vagina and shit like that. I ain't had no respect for myself, no self-love, none of that. Just being a mess. And since we was kids, he just wanted me not to be a mess because he saw what I am. So, we were in the house, sitting on the couch, busting it up, chilling, whatever. And he did like this to my face. He did like this. But when he did like this to my face, it was like an explosion of fireworks in my whole body. And I jumped up and I left. And I said, you stay there, I'll stay over there. And he looked at me because he knew that was it. He had me. He knew it. After all these years, he knew that in that moment, we were both connected and we both realized what it was. He always knew. I didn't. So, at this time, he had a baby mom. They had 5 kids together. They was living in the house together. They were part of a group called Israelites. And they had been married through their faith. So he was faithfully married. Not legally through the state, but faithfully married. So the caution was there. And we didn't do anything. But one day we was walking. I was walking him halfway home because I have to walk. I walk at night. So I was walking him halfway home, and we saw this building. Same thought, same time, same minute. This building, we wanted to turn it into a school. We stood in front of that building, dreaming about all the kids we could save. That was pretty much the end of his normal life. So we had an affair. After a while, we had an affair. Not my proudest moment. This is very complicated, very complicated. Before we was intimate with each other, I would have several conversations with his kid's mom. And every conversation was the same thing. I don't love him, but he doesn't get to be happy if I'm not. Next conversation. Fadia, do you think y'all soulmates? I don't know. She said, I think y'all are. But you don't get to be happy. He doesn't get to be happy until I'm happy. It's just what his baby mom said to me. Another conversation. She said, I had a dream. I was in a wheelchair on your porch, looking in the window at you with my family, my husband and my kids, having fun, enjoying your life. And I said to myself, why are you telling me this? I told you, this is fucking weird. It's strange. But you can't keep telling me that the man who is my other part of me that you are with, living your life with, and you telling me you don't love him and you don't want to be with him, but you're only with him because you don't have anybody? How you think that that's going to turn out for you? So I stopped worrying about hurting her. I stopped worrying about that because she was hurting him on purpose. We end up being intimate. And then she kept saying, you going to do this to the kids. You going to do this to the kids. You grew up in foster care, so you promised you would never abandon your kids. So I had this big ass house. I was like, well, the kids can come with us. It ain't no big deal. When I said that to her, she said, oh, fuck no. You ain't never gonna see your kids if you leave me. So me and Gus had to make a decision. We had to make a decision. Who we gonna put first, us or these kids? We got on our knees, both of us, and we prayed to the Creator, and we said, we need you to break this bond because it's hurting too many babies. And just like that, boop, bond was severed. He went back to them. I went on about my life. Most painful shit I ever went through in my life. I ain't never cried over no man. And I've been with some. I ain't never cried over no man. I never felt. I remember stabbing myself with a safety pin because one of my ex-boyfriends broke up with me. And I felt like I should care. I should be sad like these other girls when they get broke up with. I should cry. And I kept trying to make myself cry like, It didn't work. So I started stabbing myself with the pen and I started crying. So I said, okay, I cried. That's normal. But with him, that was not fake. I went to God to help me get over that shit. It felt like the top of my body from my navel up had died, and all that was walking around was my legs and my ass. And it was just too much. So what I did was, well, I have 4 and 4 kids. So I have the kids I gave birth to. I have the kids that I adopted. So my 4 babies, my J babies, which is my other babies, they came in a room one day and I was in there crying, and they all got up on the couch with me and they said, "It's gonna be okay, Mom. You'll get through it. We here." And I cried like you would not believe with my kids, and I never cried again. My kids helped me absorb and what's that word? Distribute my pain. They took parts of it so that I could be leveled enough to move forward, move on. Oh my God, babies, I love those kids, but it was traumatic. I never went through no shit like that in my life, and I have loved people, but I never went through. It's a difference between a twin flame and a soulmate and all of that. But yeah, so this was in 2007 when we separated, March 10th, 2007. So, I mean, I kind of went a little bit crazy. I had my girlfriend stalking him. I wanted to know everything, what they doing. Is she being better? Is she treating him better? Like, so my girlfriend would, on her lunch break and when she got off work, she would go and sit outside the house close enough so she could hear if anything went on. She just stalked him for me because I didn't want to get caught stalking him. Friendship. That's how we do. So, Putty did that for a while. And then I said, okay, let's just stop doing that. He with her. He chose. No matter what, he chose. And then I started seeing a doctor and let him go. So this was 2007. In 2009, they got legally married. And they had 2 more babies. I said, you really selling this shit, dog. So he sent me a friend request September 22nd, 2013 on Facebook. So I let that shit sit there for 2 weeks. And then I accepted him. And I was like, yo, what's up? How your family doing? And he was like, I'm getting a divorce, but my kids is cool. And I said, how many kids you got? And he was like, well, I got 7 now. ¿Qué pasó? He was like, yeah, I got 7 now. So I was like, oh. I know this nigga ain't had 2 more babies by this woman. But he did. So, que sera, sera. So, around first week of October, we talking. But it was the same. Even through the phone, it was too intense. So, on November the 6th, I went to go see him in Philadelphia from Colorado. That was it. I stayed with him for a week. When he took me to the plane, the airport, saying goodbye was impossible for both of us. So a week after I had got home, he was like, I can't do this. I'm coming. I'm coming for you, girl. It was his exact words. I'm coming for you, girl. He was in college, going to Temple University to be a teacher. He had 2 jobs, all 7 of his kids in Philadelphia, and all of his family, both sides, mom and dad. He gave all that shit up. He left all his shit in his apartment. He only took what he needed that can fit on a plane, and he left. He came. You would think that was a romantic love story that ended well. It didn't. So as happy as we was, something was just off. It was just off. And I said, oh man, like, I feel something coming. And then February, his then wife started to interfere. You could feel her coming. She like that calm before the storm. Oh my God. Sorry, hold on.